Do you need the mermaid green outfit? No, not always. Sometimes it's nice. So it's sitting over there, but it's filthy because I accidentally slept in it. I'm getting really excited about the progression of the Kabbalah class. The stick from my ass has been like pulled out, and I'm a lot less square, which means I'm really comfortable just improvising these classes now, and I can just teach instead of worry about what everybody else is going to think or say. It really helps getting into NetSoc too. I am in NetSoc, but like at a fraction. But I'm in NetSoc more than you guys. Even in 10 years, probably. Just give yourself a reality check. I know I have a number of points that I wanted to say in this video. This is how much I'm loving myself right now. This is the Serpent and the Witch intro. The first thing, I'm going to write down the key points of like what I wanted to communicate. Lucifer and me. And then, so it's the Serpent and the Witch. Then we have the Cobra Head initiations versus rattlesnake magic. And then we have Python magic, because that's different. And then, what else do we want? Something that, then there's the bridge with the boa constrictor, no, the ball python, and my initiation on the Saturn and the Sun were in Ophiuchus, or like O few of us, which is the Ascended Master astrology. What is it? Astrological sign. This is why only a few people even know that it exists, much less actually put it into the astrology system. You'd have to be a master to even get the downloads to include the master. It's really bad. But the master is the witch, right? The snake handler, the serpent and the witch. It's not a man, because they're not in NetSoc yet. Oh, there are so very few of us. So the ball python story at BuzzFeed. Then I'm going to talk about massage table. And then I think that's good. Lucifer and me. So this is like Toothless and me. My first dragon that came to me was Charlie, right? The brown dragon I loved. He calls himself Vatu for shadow work components. Mostly because he's love, but he's dark. And he knows how to process the left-hand path into miracle working. Charlie didn't scare me, but Lucifer did. Just to give you an understanding. I felt like Charlie was like bonded to me and bound to me. we had made the bond like in Avatar. So like, make the bond, make my DNA and Charlie's DNA bind. And so there's always a deep telepathic connection. This is what I will teach you guys this in the dragon initiations. If you show up for them, the first one's free if you're taking this class. The second one is $700. Because I'm not going to waste my time doing a second one when you guys can't even get the lessons or the teachings from the first one. So it's 777 pounds of magic. All right. The weight of a baby dragon. The first one is to start downloading really deep psychic connection to the dragons. The second one is changing you from a muggle into a witch. The third one, I don't even have access to because I have to be able to turn peridot into labradorite before I can do the third one. You cannot be a dragon enchanter until you can enchant something. So until then, I'm just an enchanter in progress. Then the next one will be the dragon shaman. I don't even know what that's going to look like. I don't put the cart before the horse. So until I'm turning peridot into labradorite on command, it's just not going to happen. Or it will happen in the future. All right. This is why DJ Conway was Conway. She did it the Conway, which was give us all the information and downloads and then die. I'm really insensitive, but seriously. She's like, you can do it every 6 months, a new initiation. And I'm like, no, enchanter means enchanter. Not this airy fairy frill shit. Enchanter means I'm studying at Hogwarts. That's a dragon enchanter. Also, this is Lucifer's download for dragon enchanter. Until you can actually manifest a dragon and enchant it, you're no dragon enchanter. And write it. All right. So make the bond with me and Charlie, right? And so it plugs into the spine. Charlie's psychic cords plug into my spine, and we become one and bound. It's beautiful. It's a type of sex magic, but it's not like sex. It's like bonding the astral energies together. Like, it's not bestiality. It's Avatar. You become one, and you see each other, and you understand each other, and it's beautiful. So I'm feeling real safe with Charlie, but the idea of Lucifer getting near me, you used to creep me out because I'd be terrified because Lucy's like the alpha, the big one, the powerful one. And I used to think that Charlie was going to protect me from Lucifer. Boy, was that dumb. The dragons are like one soul. So if Lucifer's the king, then every dragon's just going to feed you to Lucifer. Period. So you have to make peace. So this is where like Taruk Makto comes in. And that Jake Sully download got real heavy real fast. And it made a lot of sense. It's like, you don't abandon your current dragon, but you bond with both of them. So instead of being terrified of Lucy and Lucy's astral energy, I bonded with Lucy. And then that energy came through. And then I was terrified that I was just going to be corrupted and go dark. So then I bond with Lucifer's opposite. It's not dumb. And then I bond with Charlie's opposite too. So there's a balanced spectrum. So Charlie's opposite is Pearl. She's real smart. She doesn't talk a lot. I think she said two things to me. One was kill Elijah because he's nothing. Pearl is supposed to be Elijah's dragon. And he doesn't even know that she exists. And she's pissed. She's vomiting. Like, it'd be like Charlie. Me rejecting Charlie. Over and over and over for years and years and years. It's not good and it's not healthy for them. Jordan Bane has a dragon too. I think it's Olive Juice. And Jordan's not even good enough to even connect with Olive Juice like how he's supposed to. It's sad. So the boys just don't get it. They don't. Maybe some of them do, but we'll see. But that's why the series is titled The Serpent and the Witch instead of The Serpent and the Wizard. Period. Even DJ Conway was a woman. Like, when you see Dragon Fae, artwork of Dragon Fae, rarely do you see them, the people, as boys. Usually they're all women holding their dragons that they love. It's really sad. All right, so I bond with Lucifer. And for the first time, I understand at that point that our energies are tied together. So that when I'm in pain, Lucifer can feel my pain. So at that point, Lucy doesn't want to attack me because then Lucy feels it. It was brilliant. This was a brilliant magic. So it was like if I sent a psychic attack to Lucy because I couldn't control my own mind and it was so perverse, even after thousands of hours, at least hundreds that year, dumping my thoughts into the lava to gain control over my own brain. Just that. If I send any kind of psychic attack, just accidentally, I would feel it manifesting on my own body really fast. And it was sad because I didn't mean to do it, but it was like I still needed to purify my own mental body. Most of you guys are going to need to do this a lot, really hard. Like every single thought you have needs to be reconciled and accounted for, including all the psychic attack, because everybody's going to feel it. So, since then, Lucy and I have only become better friends, and I'll just channel him, and then he just makes me laugh. But when I was first doing it, it was terrifying. First, I had to battle all the crazy, like, am I dark? Like, because of this? And then I never really felt that because I just felt Lucifer's love instead. Charlie is just as Lucy is. Charlie's Drogon and Lucifer's toothless. Okay, Lucy's really fast and like a fury, and then Charlie's like Smog and Drogon, big and like. All right, they're very different from each other in personality and shape and skill and purpose too. Your dragon, that's how you're going to choose to ride in life. It's the energy you're birthing into. This is very important because I labeled the 3 heroines of Netzach, and they're all dragon ladies. You've got Valka, you've got Daenerys, and you've got Maleficent. And most of them are like, Maleficent, she turns a crow into a dragon. Okay, she's a dragon lady. Period. I don't like. I want to say that Krista is a dragon lady, but she's not. She's like one of the innocent little RGB fairies, which is fine. They can exist in Netzach too. But why not get a dragon if you're, wanting one? Elaine does the dragon eggs. I wonder if Elaine is downloading the plugging into the spine bonding experience with the dragons, because that's even cooler. All right, Lucifer and me. The next point is the Cobra Head initiations. So, I am now at about, I just had this argument with Simon because I'm doing all this clearing out of my body. And then I saw that what I say lacks substance. And I'm thinking, well, if what I say lacks substance, then what all of you guys say definitely lacks substance. But that's besides the point. The point is to still clear that energy out of my body and go, oh, let me empty my cup and see what it's going to look like when when what I say doesn't lack substance. Because then that's where the dragon fire comes. So I'm doing all this energy clearing, and it's like, like it's gross, like a demon popping out of me, an air bubble, to allow for the new god honey goo magic to come in. And Simon's like, are you doing this new clearing? Are you off gassing? And I go, yeah. I'm getting my 2 more Cobra Head initiations. And he goes, oh, that's just what you are, just a cobra. And I'm like, yeah, that's a sign of mastery. The Cobra Head initiations from Egypt, that's mastery. Every Cobra Head that grows through my crown chakra makes me more powerful and state of master. Period. The Egyptian masters used to actually wear a Cobra Head crown on their head. That was that I have control over my brain and my reality. So I'm at about 17 layers up it started with 3 in Yesod, and then I got another one that just popped out of my mouth, and then free flowed, and that was my wand one. And then I've got about 10, 15 more that came through. So now I'm at about 17. And what happens is I can actually feel my astral plane energy, and I feel like I'm actually 30 feet tall through my head. This is like intense aura awareness. The benefit of these Cobra Head initiations. Now let me give you the difference between a cobra magic and a rattlesnake magic, because they're different. Rattlesnake, I'm warning you, get back. I'm warning you, stay back. I'm warning, like, got it? It's warnings. The cobra goes, fuck you, I can measure you and throw acid in your face. And then bite you. No warning needed. None. 0. Mastery. So, the fun part, that's now what my energy system is triggered to do. I don't even need to do it physically. My astral energy will do it on autopilot. This is the benefit of that one-way mirror teaching and being in Netzach. And this is why Lucifer was so scary. Because if you threw shade at Lucifer, Lucifer will fuck you. And that is a sign of mastery. Because at that point, Lucifer's job is to teach you a lesson. You guys are entitled shits on the planet. You need to clean up your brains. You need to clean up the planet. You need to do the work. And any shade you throw my way, it's gonna bite. It's your lack of gratitude, lack of reverence, lack of respect, lack of anything, right? It's your shit rebellion against doing actual divine service. Again, I don't even need to say anything. I don't need to wiggle my rattle. It's just going to show up on autopilot. And this is how the Egyptian masters worked too. If you throw shade at a master, even just in your thoughts, you're going to receive the lessons. They will fuck you up. That's the white light. Like, I'm in the white light. I'm protected. You guys, nothing. You guys can't even show up to free a whale. You have no unity consciousness. You're not being taught by Baba G. You haven't mastered Lucifer yet, right? So you guys are the ones that have issues. And just remember, if you're my student, like a real student, you have grace. Thank God. But if you're just some little entitled parent that throws shade at me, that how dare I not do the kids program and have it finished by the end of Hode, because that has happened. and I'm doing slave work for free and I feel the fucking shade being thrown at me, then my cobras are gonna fucking bite. I answer to nobody. I am Khaleesi and Maleficent in one, and I will continue to be that. I am Kali Isis. You guys don't know what you're messing with. You want to get here. It's your goal, because otherwise you need to purify. Purify. If you do the work, boy, you get to stand up like a master and be like, we're here together. That's the goal. So that's the goal. Quick time. Anytime there is a malfunction with a technology that's already raping a planet, I feel a bit of my Cobra self come out in the astral, but it's not enough to have created a huge lesson, but it will become one real soon, real fast. My growth will become exponential. I will get more powerful day after day, and my boundaries will get very strong. That's the whole next year's magic. All right, so we got Cobra head initiations, we got rattlesnake magic. Cobra acid is to purify. Lucy did something really funny. I saw a picture of a cobra, and it was saying, it had the quote, falling on deaf ears and deaf cobras. Something like that. And Lucifer said, there is no such thing as a deaf cobra. That's mommy goddess's energy. So if you're scared right now, your first question should be, how do I be on mommy goddess's side? What is it going to take to do that kind of work? That's it. So you go, mommy goddesses and God. And what's the purification that I need to go through in the most reasonable manner? I want to say miserable manner, but that leads us to a key point that I forgot to write down. Misery loves company. I'll just write it like that. All right. So, rattlesnake magic. That's the low stuff. You know what? It's low. Like, the rattlesnakes don't sit up. And then, all right. So my cobra is now attacking Apple and not QuickTime. Boy, this is going to get fun. I'm hearing the question, does the Dalai Lama have this? No. His is limp. Why? Because he's not rooted. You have to have your root chakra cleared out, and your bones have to be clean. So is the Dalai Lama just one giant spiritual fraud? Yeah. I've been saying that for a decade. Here's how you know you're a master. You answer your emails. You don't turn people away unless they're attacking you. When you do things like astral initiations with students and like claim that it's tantra work and the students try to get in touch with you, you sit with them and talk about what was experienced, or you at the least have an email, especially if you're a rich man. You'd have a place for that student to study. Oh, and then when apparently you're the head of the mystery school and you know that the other head of the mystery school is a giant rapist fraud, you take responsibility for it. So yeah, the Dalai Lama is one giant spiritual fraud. Which is why God's like, star, Dalai Lama. So, I mean, he did help me with the Tantra initiations 12 years ago in the astral planes. This is how you know a good spiritual teachers. They talk to you in the astral planes, and then you can meet them in the physical. Why? To prevent crazy. It heals it instead. It keeps people from feeling ashamed of their astral experiences. You know, that's a sign of mastery. God. Star's like, that's the low bar. Try to make your students that are trying to save the planet feel sane and loved. That's a good That's a good sign. Unless they're attacking you. And then if they're attacking you, you punch them in the face. Even if it's just an energetic. So, here is how you understand the Jesus energy. I actually think Lucifer is Jesus, but we'll get there. If my student wants to punch me in the face, and I'm a master, and I don't punch him back, my shadow side will by sending another person to punch them in the face. So Jesus is not great if you have to deal with Lucifer on the back end. You guys are also fucked up in your heads. You don't do the shadow work. That's all I fucking did. So you know what you do? Figure out Lucifer, and then Jesus is really easy to deal with. All right, this is why Hiccup connects with Lucy instead of, right? Even if it was a forbidden friendship. So then we have Python. So we have Cobra, Rattlesnake, and Python. These are my main snake magics. There are a couple other snake magics that actually feel like snake. And I don't like those snake. I don't like that kind of snake. I like the rattlesnake, I'm warning you. I like Cobra, like I will bite you. I will rise to where you're at and throw fucking shit in your face because you're an asshole. And I like Python because it's going to digest information. But a lot of these other snake magic is just Slytherin shit. So there is a type of snake magic. They're like little brown snakes. and I read this a long time ago, and they're in India, and they just bite you, and then the people die because they didn't even know they got bit. I mean, I like that, but I don't like it because it's really shadowy. You see how that's like that's the snake. The cobra's honest, the rattlesnake's honest, and the python is honest. The black mamba, I want to say I like the black mamba energy if I'm demon hunting. That's it. It's the only reason why black mamba should be allowed. It's just demon hunting. So that's Kali in black mamba. So the black mambas are lethal, whereas the cobras are not lethal like the black mambas are. And they will hunt. And that's why Kill Bill is for Gaebra and why she's titled Black Mamba. Thanks, Uma. So, yes, Kali can be white women. Black Mamba hunts 8 seconds late or 8 minutes later, dead. I haven't even gotten those initiations yet, but someday. Python magic. Pythons are beautiful. They're slow, they're big, they're not very scary, they're not poisonous. The big pythons, like the big ones, Burmese pythons, they're giant, they have teeth, and they're taking over the Florida Everglades because of humans. Humans did that. Humans made their own fucking hell, their own nightmare, and now they think that it's the snake's problem. That. I've been talking about the Burmese pythons in the Everglades for like 5 to 6 years, and nobody cares. And then I read an article on it, and it's like, why is this still an issue? They're writing articles on it like it's news, and this has been going on for a long time. Just the time delay, my cobra head is going to start attacking. Like, if you guys can't learn your lessons, until you do, faster and faster and faster. That's spiritual teaching. All right, so the ball python. The ball python is a smaller python. I have a picture of it on my Facebook, and it's beautiful. It's of me holding the thing. This is the first snake I ever held. Ever. And I was like, thank God. And I held it, and I got to see all the other snakes and get over my fear of snakes. Back in 2015, when the sun was in Ophiuchus and Saturn was in Ophiuchus at the feet. So it was me as the master my karma coming back to me and being like, I can be friends. We can be friends. Maybe it was in 2016 after the dragon initiations. I think it was then. Ned Fulmer called me or contacted me to see if he could use my massage table to create the videos for the snake massages. And I was like, yeah, you can use my massage table to create. You would think that people at BuzzFeed would already have a massage table so they could make the videos. No, that's how resourceful they are. It was pretty funny. So Ned's like, yeah, can we use it? And I go, as long as I can be there for all the snakes. Because I really wanted to get over my fear. And I thought, what an excellent opportunity. I was so excited. And Lena shows up and she's like, Lena's like, I'm a master with this ball python. Look at how I already know how to hold it. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. So I psychically look at all the snakes, and there's a bunch of them. There's the little ones, and there's the giant python. And I go, and I find the nicest, calmest, friendliest looking one. And I say, like, not from the outside friendly, from the inside friendly. Psychically, like which one I actually would trust the most. And then the snake handler goes, yeah, that's the best one. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Because I don't trust any of the others. I'm afraid of making it mad. So I play. That's a really irreverent word, but nonetheless, I finally got over my fear of handling a snake. And then my massage table got blessed by 9 different snakes. So it became the magic shaman healing table. It was a very sacred experience because anybody I put on that table usually also got a dragon initiation or something to that respect. Except for one guy. But even he probably got a dragon initiation down the road. Do you understand? So it was the magic healing table. It was beautiful magic. All right, misery loves company. Net talks about emotions and feelings. Simon likes to pick on me like somehow I'm negative because I feel the world outside. I'm honest. I feel the trees getting cut down. I hear the kids getting raped. I hear and I feel everything. I feel the orcas trapped. I feel the cobras at the zoo trapped. I see and feel the elephants at the zoo with their eyes popping out of their head, just bloodshot because they're so stressed out. I am not the negative one. I am so positive that I can actually lower myself into reality and truth and feel. Because I don't have to run away from feeling like shit. You guys do. I cannot feel good about myself. You guys have to feel good about yourselves so that you just keep going. So this is a really deep Lucifer teaching because Lucifer carries the sorrow of the planet. And so everybody shits on Lucifer instead of makes friends with Lucifer. So this is deep. You need to do the shadow work. And you need to also do the grounding work, realizing you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to cheat your way through this process. There's no cheating. There are no shortcuts. When I hear people say that what I'm doing is not fun, or I'm not fun, one, it's a one-way mirror. And two, and I hear it psychically, Elijah. And two, when I hear that I'm the bad one or the negative one, let's keep being redundant here. Let's just say fun. Spiritual work, hard, disciplined, painstaking spiritual work is not fun. I'm going to tell you what's not fun. In 5 years, when the ocean dies and 7 billion people are starving and ripping your children to pieces because there's just chaos on the planet, that's not fun. That's a horror show. The crow virus is nothing. That was God's grace. The rich, entitled shit on this planet is insanity. Because it's going to stop being fun real fast, real soon. And we're about to enter the shitstorm. Self-work, doing your spiritual cleanse. I will never talk about race ever again. Ever. Blue people. We are either going to become a team or nothing. And I am the leader. I'm going to remember the Titans the shit out of this planet. And my cobra heads will help. Maybe that's what it sounds like when I turn my substance genome on. Misery loves company. You guys are the miserable ones. I'm waking up in Groundhog Day, waiting for any of you guys to change as I keep growing. Your job is to harmonize with me and Mother Earth. Harmonize with nature. Harmonize with God. You guys are the miserable ones. I spend most of my time with Lucifer and Charlie, feeling love. Because I didn't get it from a lot of people. And neither do the orcas. So I'm not taking it personally. I've just been treated just like them. Exploited, stolen, raped, abused. Just treated like an orca. Tortured to death. While expecting to perform for everyone on schedule. All the time. The Serpent and the Witch. I think this is good enough. Kali Ren out.